There are so many books that help me through hard times, but honestly, for me, I always go back to Carrie by Stephen King. I think there's something about a teenage girl with freaky mind powers that gets revenge that just makes me feel better.
One of my favorite books that has always given me a lot of comfort, and I still like to read when I'm sick or just feeling really down, is Matilda. She's in school with one of the worst bullies of all time, is actually her headmistress, who just delights in making other people feel small and not listened to and powerless. It kind of has a good message to me that even when, you know, a lot of the world is seems to me not on your side, you can even find one person who you feel connected to, or one person that you can talk to, one person that you love. It's enough. It can be enough. It can be enough to keep you at least holding on.
The books I go to for comfort when I'm going through a hard time, the books I've always gone to over the years. The first one is Jane Eyre. I've read it many times. I have a little leather copy and has a permanent place on my shelf. And that book, I don't know, just always is my go-to book when I want something to make me feel better. And the other are a bit more recent are the Harry Potter books. I've just always loved those books and I've read them many times. They make me feel better.
The book that really makes me feel strong that I have to revisit when I'm having a difficult time is I'm the Messenger by Marcus Zusak. At this point, I've read it 36 times, so by the time you watch this, it might be 37. Ed is always becoming someone else, and I find that there's a lot of possibility in that. Like, I don't always have to be who I am. Someday, I can be more than this.
I like to read books over and over again for comfort. After the shootings at Virginia Tech, I read the 7th Harry Potter book maybe 3 times over the course of a week, and that's a really like a safe place for me to go back to a world that I can trust. So Harry Potter.
I don't turn to one book. I turn to poetry. The reason I turn to poetry is because poetry helps you find a place that you can feel good about yourself and about the world. Poetry has the power to really just show us how good things can be. When the world is not so beautiful, when you're feeling down, when you have the blues, poetry can lift you up.
Books that I like to read during hard times, like when I'm really stressed, are mostly funny books, and they're often even cartoons. My favorite are books by Roz Chast. She's a New Yorker cartoonist, and they're just mostly sort of anxiety-ridden people, they're just always really funny. But I will also read like Calvin and Hobbes and Garfield and Snoopy and, you know, sort of things where I don't have to, you know, think too hard or get too invested in a story, and I can just laugh and relax.